I'd like to see another meal prep thing too, day in the life. What does he like to do outside of bodybuilding gym? Will he ever go out for dinner? Well, again, yesterday we did a lot of food prep stuff. We went grocery shopping and went to the fish market, and we came home and cooked up a whole bunch of stuff. So hopefully you guys get to see that. Evan has often been used to show that an overweight kid can change. I've used his pics with people to motivate them. Does Evan think being husky at a younger age allowed him to get bigger later? Does he find that his body still likes to collect fat easier than other people, or did his leaner running teen years make him more of a mesomorph? When he leaned out as a kid/teen, does he look back now and think he ate too little through the high growth period? That's actually a really good question, because the time in my life in which I did lose a lot of weight and was restricting my calories a lot. I was around 15, 16 years old, probably even 17. And I do think I missed out on a lot of natural growth at that time. Once I lost a lot of weight, I was so paranoid about getting fat again that I was, even when I started working out, I was running miles every day and jumping rope and lifting weights and still not eating a lot. So I saw results and I gained muscle even then pretty easily. But then once I really cut back on all that cardio and started eating more, then I really started to grow a lot. Do I think being heavier helped me? I don't know that it really helped me in any way. I think my genetics, or probably just either way in my genetics. One thing I will say is I don't put on weight as easy as I used to when I was younger. I don't know if it's because it's probably a combination of things. Probably because I carry more muscle now, so it gets, because you just have a higher resting metabolic rate. You don't put on fat quite as easy. It probably because I've changed my eating so much. I've become so accustomed to eating clean, pretty much even all year round. I don't really get fat like I used to. I wish he would say hi to all his fans here in Romania. Hi, fans in Romania. Evan hates Romania. He told me so. It's not true. Ask Evan his thoughts on loyalty and friendship. Does he have any real friends in bodybuilding? Yeah, I've definitely made some real friends in bodybuilding. Most, the ones that come to mind most immediately are PJ Braun and Chris Tuttle, two really good friends of mine. But they're both kids that I would have been friends with in high school. Who else? Ron Norman, he's somebody who I consider a good friend. I've met through bodybuilding. Justin Miller. There's a lot. There's probably a whole list of people. Loyalty and friendship. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to say. Loyalty and friendship go hand in hand in the bodybuilding industry. It's not like I'm around that many other pros, often enough to really, become close with them. Everybody kind of does their own thing. The guys that I've become close with, it's probably has a lot to do with the fact that they're in my area, and I've been around them more. How about some footage of Evan getting a colonic? I don't think so. Jeff says he doesn't want to film that anyway. Is he going to be at FIBO, Body Power, post-Olympia bodybuilding shows in Europe? I believe Universal's not doing FIBO this year, so I won't be there. Body Power, I don't know, but I don't think they're going to be there either. But I could be mistaken. They very well could be. That was the last I heard about it. Post-Olympia bodybuilding shows in Europe. I know that I will be in Switzerland in October. to guest pose at the Swiss Nationals. That will be, I believe it's October 16th or 18th, and it's not a definite yet, but I'm hoping to working on a little tour of Italy while I'm over there. Seeing as I'll be over there, and plus I'd like to take a little bit of time with my wife, and she's never been to Europe, and Italy is great, and being in Switzerland is going to be fantastic. So that's a possibility. Will he be doing any seminars or anything during his stay in Australia? Yes. I wish I had more information to give you, because as I said, at the moment I don't know the details of it, but yes, that's a definite. Bolson says that he's curious to know what my vices are. He says that I seem to have a very clear head and always have a reason for doing what I do, but we all have vices. This is actually funny because my friends always joke with me because, like, I'll never, even when I was younger, I wouldn't go out, I wouldn't drink, I wouldn't do drugs with them. They joke and say that, they always used to joke and say that I don't have any vices. And honestly, I don't know. I can't think of any vices. I don't like to gamble. It's not like I'm into prostitutes. I don't know. Independence is something that's always been important to me. I've never wanted to feel like I need something, or that it has me, or that I'm addicted to it or anything like that. Like, the thought of addiction is almost like makes me feel angry. The thought of something having control of me. So I don't know. Unless there's something I'm not thinking of. I feel like I'm vice free. He says, how do I satisfy a woman without taking her out to dinner? Never. There has to be some secret to this trickery. This was a joke, because I just joking around saying I never take my wife out to eat ever. Of course I take her out to eat. That's one of my favorite things to do when I can, when it allows. But yeah. What he is doing now to prepare for when it's over. That's actually a good question. Obviously, bodybuilding is not going to last forever, or at least being a competitive bodybuilder isn't going to last forever. And I hope not, because it's not something I would want to do forever. What am I doing to prepare for it? Well, there's a couple things that I've begun working on. I don't want to say too much right now because, I don't want to say anything unless something is, until it comes to fruition. But it is something that has entered my mind, that there should be, I have other things that interest me and other things that, that I feel compelled to work on, and I have been working on them, and when we get a little further, I'll say more. Ace Corona wants to know what time of day I train. For the sake of these videos, and this is actually when I always train regularly, it's usually from about 10:30 a.m. to about 12, 1 o'clock, just so you know. Now on to the last page. Does the Bermuda Triangle really exist? Yes. I explored it and I charted it in 1989. I want to see Evan angry, piss off, or something like that. May I? That just sounds weird. Ask Evan what his What are his thoughts on fat people or people who don't work out at all, giving supplement and fitness advice in GNC shops? I guess being fat or not working out at all doesn't necessarily mean you don't know anything. I mean, I'd probably be not very likely to take advice or not want to take advice from someone who is just, fat and out of shape, or I guess it depends on if I felt that they were knowledgeable or not. I don't know. I think whether it's fat people or anybody else, I think you have an overwhelming amount of people giving advice that probably aren't fit to give advice. Because a lot of times I think people just regurgitate a lot of stuff that either they've read or they've heard somewhere else, or but a lot of times people don't have a whole lot of firsthand experience with stuff. But that's not just fat people. What is the biggest thing you have changed about your bodybuilding lifestyle from your early pro days to now? I'd probably say that there's probably been an ever increasing emphasis for me on health and trying to I know how important health is, not only just in life in general, but in order to achieve your goals as a bodybuilder. So whether it's in regard to nutrition or whatever, just doing whatever I can to try to be, given the circumstances, as healthy as possible. What is the biggest thing that you have changed? We already got that one. Sorry. Is Evan aware that you will be filming him? That's pretty good. I always wonder about off days and nutrition. Does Evan sleep in later on off days and shift meal times, or is it the same daily no matter how tired you may be? It's more or less the same. I guess if I were like really, really exhausted or I was sick or something, basically if something were wrong, then I would probably, rest more or change the meals around. But I may eat a little bit differently on a day off. But I would say probably the frequency of meals and the times at which I eat them and things like that, it all stays the same. It starts to be kind of a matter of timing, where, say I'm awake from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. and I want to get my meals in during those hours. If I sleep too late, basically it ends up screwing up my meals. So I always feel like it's in my best interest to try to keep a very similar schedule, more or less every day. And even maybe within that schedule, I could maybe change some of the little things that I do, whether it's eating something differently or eating different amounts or doing cardio or not doing cardio. The overall schedule, the overall regimen is the same. I think regimentation is a big part of bodybuilding, and I feel like it's beneficial. That's just how I do it. And that's all the questions we got. So thanks for the questions. I hope those answers were sufficient. I tried to get to everybody. And I'll see you guys on the forum.